Okay, we're starting Be'ez Hashem Siman Mem Daled of Vayoel Moshe, and in the previous Siman, Rabbi brought rayas that such a thing as keep making a kibbutz galius before there's tshuva is kfira, and it's against the haftacha that the Rambam says in Hilchas Tshuva that first there'll be tshuva and then there'll be the geula. And then he brought also the famous Yalchut, which is really from the Psikta, the Parshas Boy, about Mi Parla Cheli Malchus Revis, Natruna, that who's going to save you from the fourth Malchus, the waiting, the schus of waiting for the geula. Okay, now bring down a Kli Yakar in the beginning of the Torah. B'chasav HaKli Yakar b'Parshas Bereishis b'masha amru Rabbi Yitzchak lo yitzarach lahasklas HaTorah. The first Rashi in Bereishis, right?
We decided to use that Rashi. Oh, look how it shows out. Rashi first comment on Torah. We tell the Arabs that exactly that's ours. Because I just love quoting this Rashi, and affirms their beliefs.
So, first Rashi in the Torah, it says lo yitzarach lahasklas HaTorah elam yachodesh zelachem. The Torah really should have started with the first mitzvah that was given to the Yidden, which is HaChodesh Zelachem. So why did it start with Bereishis? So that the nations of the world shouldn't say that we're robbers and we stole the land. So the Kli Yakar asked, why do we care if they say we're robbers? Because of this, the whole Torah should change, and there should be a new thing that's in the beginning of the Torah. So the Kli Yakar answers, because if people would think that we stole the land, it would cause kfira. Why? They would say, Hashem doesn't punish anybody for anything wrong, anybody could do whatever they want. Now, if you look in the Kli Yakar inside, I didn't copy it here, but I'm just going to read it out loud, because he says a few more words. He says, after the words that are quoted here in Vayoel Moshe, he says a few more words. That people will say, if they see people stealing a piece of land and nothing's happening to them, they'll say, if the world would have a creator who's leading it, who's guiding it, intervening in the world, why didn't he stop you? When you took and you stole the land of the seven nations. And he says, this is one of the reasons why the Dor Mabul was the worst Aveir that they did. The Aveir that sealed their fate was the Gezel, because Gezel is one of the worst Aveirs. Why? Because if someone steals and gets away with it, it makes it look like Hashem is not mashkiach on the world. Hashem doesn't take care of the world.
So what's the correct response? Because when I was in Boston last time, I was just chatting with a Harvard professor at Harvard, he's a Jewish guy, but I think he's from family. And I was talking to him about Zionism. He asked me, what first Rashi and Pastor Bereishis said. He asked me about my whole swing of Palestine. But he's an Armenian. He's a professor of Armenian.
Because Hashem gave it to us at that time, but then Hashem took it away from us and we went into Galus. Everything has to go according to what Hashem wants. The Kli Yakar goes on until he writes at the end, that even in the Kasha we didn't want to say that the Torah shouldn't say Bereishis at all. We meant that the Torah should say later on. He says, it's very important to tell people that the world is created by Hashem. That's not something you could leave out of the Torah. Just the Kasha was,
why the beginning and not
why the beginning, right. There's a lot of other important things in Sefer Bereishis. So there was no such Kasha that just take out Sefer Bereishis from the Torah. The Kasha was, since the main purpose of the Torah is for mitzvahs, it should have started with the first mitzvah, and it should have said the stories about Bereishis later on. So Al Kach Mataretz, on that the the Medrash for the Rabbi Yitzchak answers, She'ilu haya kaisev kain, if it would have said so, if it would have said first the mitzvahs and then the stories later, haya noisin yad lapoishim, lifkor ol atorah b'minus akvira. It would have given the space for Apikorsim to go and deny the Torah, because right away they look at the beginning. If the beginning doesn't have this story, Bereshit bara Elokim, then there's nothing to build it on. The Torah is already an immoral thing, taking away land from people, and then all of a sudden they're not going to believe it, and then they're not going to believe that Hashem mixes in the world.
Exactly.
So it has to be right at the beginning. It has to tell the story of the creation of the world first, to teach us that we didn't take the land as through theft, but it was given to us by the Creator. Okay, it could be that we could learn not like the Klei Yakar. The Klei Yakar is saying that if people don't believe that Hashem gave something to somebody, and they see someone stealing and he's not getting punished for it or whatever, Hashem's not stopping him, that's going to cause people to deny Hashem. So he says maybe not. Maybe there's such a thing as Bechira in the world. People do things wrong, and Hashem doesn't always step in.
Or maybe the person stole because he just liked what he had, not that he denied Hashem, but he wanted that thing very much.
Right, but then why didn't Hashem step in?
All right, yeah. So maybe.
So he's saying that's not such a kasha why Hashem didn't step in. He says, Hashem does let people do things with their free will, and He doesn't stop them.
Friend made all kind of attempts to explain why it happened to Eve. So even that shows very clear how not always will we think it's hefker. Even Eve tried to explain all kind of why the Sarah came to him. All the Averis are against the Ratzon Hashem, and still people have Bechira to do them. So Hashem doesn't step in and prevent a person from doing every single Aver. So in that we could argue on the Klei Yakar that's not going to bring people to Kfir. That Lagabe, this section, this piece that he's writing on from Rabbi Yitzchak, from the first Rashi that says that the Torah started with Breshis to explain why the Jewish people got the land. That he says that we could agree with him, because the Ma'ir Shalom Mikibush Haaretz is talking about conquering the land of Eretz Yisrael, v'cheres min hamalchus, and being free from Galus. Bazed dvar b'tzad kimoed. In this aspect, the Klei Yakar is for sure correct. That would bring to Kfir. If the people would see us conquering the land, breaking out of exile and conquering the land, and Hashem wouldn't step in to prevent us, that's going to cause Kfir. Why? Ki kibush haaretz b'cheres min hamalchus hu ach biyada shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'nishbal kacha. That conquering the land and freedom from Galus is something that only Hashem has the power over, and He swore regarding this. So therefore, if He sees us doing it and we're not being stopped, that's going to cause Kfir. All right.